is a hip-hop legend turned actor. You can catch him in The Deuce on HBO right now. Method Man, welcome to Undisputed.
I threw my grill in this morning for y'all.
I like that. I like it.
All
the
diamonds on me.
All right.
Shining, baby, shining. Y'all know what it is.
Thank you for being here. To get us started, tell us about Season 2 of The Deuce.
All right, Season 2 of The Deuce is already being shown on HBO, 9 o'clock Sundays. It's basically 7 years after the first season. A lot of things have changed. Some of the main characters, some have changed for the better, some for the worse. Myself included. Rodney's in a bad way right now. Candy's character, she's on her come up. She's starting to do the whole behind the camera thing with the porno. But the pimps are, CeCe, for instance, he doesn't know, where does the pimp start and where does, business begin. I mean, it's real confusing. It's real confusing right now, but I love the writing from George Pelecanos, David Simon, Nina K. Noble. They're so hands-on with everything that, they're tapping the vein of pop culture. Yeah.
So you have become a force as an actor. Obviously, The Wire, The Deuce.
Thank you.
You've got other projects. Yeah. They're going to do a Wu-Tang project on Hulu, right? You're going to executive produce.
I got an EP credit.
Yep. There you go. That's big time.
Yes, I did.
So obviously, we've seen a number of rappers go from rapping to acting. Armin, Ice Cube, Ice-T, Common. We can go, but still, you've made a big successful crossover.
Thank you.
Which means more to you? Which is more satisfying to you? What you did with Wu-Tang, or what you continue to do, or acting?
You know what? I think all of it. I have to say all of it because I'm an all-around entertainer. I like to think I'm multifaceted. There's nothing that I can't do or can't learn to do. Music got me here. Acting's going to keep me here. Hosting Drop the Mic, well, that's a great little diversion from what I'm trying to do, but it's a great gig. We got great guests, and I'm happy, man. I'm happy, content.
Are you amazed at the endurance of Wu-Tang, the longevity of its legend and popularity?
I used to be. I didn't get it at first. I was never a music fanatic like that, But as the years went on and we got older and our fans grew with us and they just wouldn't let go, it was like, okay, we got something here. I think we may be like what people would call a cult classic. You know what I mean? So, when we started out, if you understood Wu-Tang philosophy, you were in the in crowd, so to speak. So you had a bunch of people that were maybe squares and didn't fully understand, but they wanted to be in that in crowd and gravitated to Wu-Tang. This is why to this day, you may see, nothing against female fans, but you may see a female fan wearing a Wu-Tang t-shirt. But if you ask her to name one member, she wouldn't be able to do it.
How were you guys able to carve out a niche? Because you got to think about New York. That's where it all started. How were you guys able to carve out a niche in such a heavily populated rap community?
Well, we did opposite of what was going on at that era. There was a lot of suit wearing. This was just us trying to be accepted enough that our category would be televised at the Grammys. So we needed to do that.
Right.
We needed to throw on the suits and things like that. But we went opposite. Everybody that we identified with didn't have suits. Everybody that we identified with didn't have expensive jewelry or cars. So we were coming from the bottom, and we were happy to represent the bottom, and a lot of people came up with us, so I think that was it.
And what is this Hulu project? Because it's about an American saga.
Yeah, you know that. You know what? When people do movies and stuff, they say based on a true story. There's a lot of leeway in that word based. So this is kind of based on our origins. It's going to be some things that weren't in our history at all, but we're trying to make a TV show and to reflect the struggle that Wu-Tang went through from where we started to where we got. And right now, Alex, one of the writers, him and RZA are, speaking to individual clan members, trying to get it grounded enough that people, when they watch it, they'll say they can
help him write it?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the story is basically his story. He started the group and everything. Yeah. So if you're going to do an origin story, why not start with that? Yeah.
And speaking of high-profile entertainers, what are your thoughts on Odell Beckham Jr. and what he's going through with those Giants?
You know what? I recently seen that game where they got slaughtered by Philadelphia. I had matter of fact, I did a show in Philadelphia that Saturday, and I let Philly know my disdain, all right, for their team. Odell. Well, when I watched the game, after the game was over, the commentators, and I know you guys, you have a job to do and things of that nature, and you have to, call players out and things of that nature. But this one commentator, female, she said she just kept nailing that thing home. $95 million. What is 95, 90?
$65 million guaranteed.
Yeah, just kept it. This is the 90. And then they'll show, they show a picture of Saquon Barkley, just made the run. Right. Then they show a picture of Odell. It's like, So I'm like, well, okay, don't pick on the guy like that. You don't have to keep nailing it home. We know how much money that he got in this deal. My thing is, Odell has a lot of passion. Now, if this was somebody else, besides Odell, they would say, oh, he's trying to rally his team. That's passion right there. But since it's Odell, it's like, oh, he's being a crybaby. He's doing this, that. I don't see it that way.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, that's passion.
Right.
He's trying to rally his troops.
Right.
As many times you see him do this, how many times has he rallied the troops?
Well, yeah, okay, point taken. Point taken. But I'll tell you this. He feels like any player on that team would feel that if he contributes, they have a better chance of winning.
Right.
So if they can get him the ball, he feels like I'm going to make something happen. And that's and when that's not happening, I guess that Odell, that passion. Like I said, it's.
I would. You know what, Matt? I would agree with you. Right. But I've seen Odell when they lose go for 11, $150, and 2 touchdowns, and he doesn't lash out like this, even though they're losing.
Right.
So if that would be the argument. When he made that one-hand catch, he wasn't banging his head. The Cowboys blew him out. They lost. Right. So that's the argument that I'm saying, okay, I get it. If he acting out like this led his team to rally around him, they won game, okay, Odell, keep doing it. Right. If you lose a game and you catch 11 for $150, 2 touchdowns, and you act like leaders, okay. But you can't pick and choose like, I just want to win. When I seen you lose, as long as you get your numbers, you don't complain.
Okay.
That's my problem with Odell.
Yeah, that's a great point. That is a great point right there. Yeah. I could definitely see that. But there are more than just one player on that Giants team, and a lot of people need to be called to task.
Your quarterback.
Yes, sir. And I've rode with Eli over the years. Never really been a big Eli fan. I was always more Peyton. But Eli, let me just say this. When he's on and he has time to pick a defense apart, no one better I'd rather have in the game, especially in the Super Bowl. But when Eli gets rattled, it just seems like, duh. And I know he's a smart guy. I'm not saying anything about his intelligence, but it just seems like the tongue comes out and it's like, what are we doing here?
True.
Right.
Looks lost.
And the coaching. Let's put the ball in the hands of the right players.
You just got a new coach.
I know. Let's put the ball in the hands of the right players. I know Saquon is getting his numbers because they're giving him the ball. They're finding out ways to get him the ball. It's like what the Saints did with Kamara. He's so multifaceted. It's like you could just handle the ball, but they find so many other different ways to use him.
Man, we're running out of coaches now. You got rid of Tomlin. You got rid of McAdoo. So you're your third coach in about 4 years.
I think that McAdoo, that wasn't fair at all. I mean, sure, Eli got benched for that game, but coaches don't make those decisions. Those come from the top. So if you should be mad at anyone, I mean, you should be mad at the guys at the top for sitting their past franchise players.
So give us a quick thought on this. You're bi-coastal, Staten Island and L.A.
Yeah.
What impact will LeBron have on Los Angeles, on Hollywood?
I think LeBron is going to shake up the playoffs on the West.
Shake them up.
Shake up the playoffs on the West. I don't think those guys are going to go this year. I don't think so. I think that the finals are going to be, just my opinion, Golden State and the Celtics. But LeBron brings so much to a team. You're going to be a contender, period. So they're going to be they're going to make some playoffs. They may make it to the first round, maybe not the second round. Hopefully they do, because that just adds on to the mystique.
Bron don't go out in the first round. Bron don't go out in the first round.
So if they meet Golden State in an earlier round, will they scare them? Will they push them a little bit?
I hope so. But you never know with those games, because sometimes, he's always on, but the team isn't the team isn't always on with him. So
man, you saw what JR did. You saw what JR did.
Yeah, I saw what JR did. And that's not the first time JR did some craziness like that. Shout out to JR Smith. We share the last name, but not the same mentality.
That's funny.
Yes, sir.
Oh, well, thank you for being here today.
Thank you guys. It's always fun. It's always fun to be here.
Good looking, bro.
Shannon, you know we love you, brother. You're invited to the cookout. Skip, you're halfway there. You're almost invited to the cookout, brother. Almost, not quite. When you stop the LeBron A, we'll be there.
Man, he's thirsty.
Unfortunately.
He's going to be posted. He's going to be
definitely invited.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well,
he's thirsty. He can't come to the cookout. He'll be posted.
Welcome anytime. So the NFL took Skip's side yesterday. We'll tell you how next.